What's going on, people? I'm Adam Mckola. Manchester United have beaten Moyes' West Ham United 3-1 at the London Stadium. And I'm feeling delighted, to be honest. I'm also feeling very, very, very confused as well. Like, what the hell are Manchester United? Are we good or are we bad? I still don't know. That game has not shown me either or of them to be true. I genuinely don't know. Like, Southampton, are we good or bad? Here, are we good or bad? I don't know. Are we good or bad? But somehow, we're 2 points off top spot. We've beaten West Ham. We're on a record-breaking run away from home. We've come from behind to win another game yet again. And I don't feel particularly we played well today. Maybe for 30, 35 minutes in the second half. But beyond that, no. And I say it again. We are so confusing as a team. I don't understand. Now, if you go from, let's start off the game. Yeah, let's look at the start of the game. Today we went into the game. We had no Bruno, no Rashford. Two key misses for Manchester United. Rashford's got a lot of goals this season. He's our top goal scorer, I think, if Bruno Fernandes is ahead of him. And Bruno Fernandes, we know what he brings to Manchester United. Not only does he create goals, he makes goals, but he also picks up the flack and the mood for everybody else around him. He drags them up with him. And we missed them both today from the start of the game. And you have to look at Donny van de Beek, Edinson Cavani, Anthony Martial, Mason Greenwood. In that first half, they were not good enough. They were not good enough at all. They weren't showing enough for the ball. When the ball did go up front to them, apart from Donny van de Beek, who I don't remember losing the ball sloppily, but when the ball went up to Cavani, when the ball went up to Martial, when the ball went up to Greenwood, far too often they lost the ball off their first or second touch, and then the ball came straight back at Manchester United. We never ever got time to settle. We never ever got time to get into our play. And when you looked at the team from back to front, McTominay and Pogba haven't played together in a long time. McTominay, Pogba, Van de Beek haven't played as a three ever, I don't think. And then that front three, Cavani, Greenwood, Martial, not played together as a front three before. So you could understand why it was a little bit disjointed. But the basics of the game were so poor from those four going forward. And then you looked at Pogba, who, Pogba's been out of form for a while for Manchester United. And when he got the ball, he was looking up and looking for a pass. He'd often give it away. So then we weren't being able to build up any play. We weren't being able to allow the ball to stick up top because we were either losing it from Pogba or losing it when it would get to those men up top. And then the ball would be coming straight back. So we never had time to allow our fullbacks like Alex Telles or Pogba to be able to join up with the attacking play and to help us build, progressive attacking movements. So that was a big frustration for us. We gave the ball away far too easily, whether it was from midfield, from McTominay and Pogba, who often had the ball in midfield, or whether it was when the ball got to that final third, it wasn't sticking enough. And there was a few occasions where the ball stuck and we created an opportunity straight away. The first one that comes to mind is when Alex Telles and Anthony Martial worked together down the left-hand flank to create a little space. Martial cuts inside. He went near post. He goes far post. I think he scores. But again, we've seen this Anthony Martial isn't in form at the moment. We need him to get a goal, whether it's off his backside or off his heel or whatever. We need him to get a goal and just to find his feet again. But today, again, he goes off injured and it's another, he's not playing well. It's unsettled again in terms of he's got an injury to add to his suspension and all that. His season so far has not been going well at all, and we need him to get back at the races because today it was another one of those days where it wasn't good enough. But they weren't the only one. The team in the first half was really poor, really poor. And then at half-time, we saw Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford come on for Donny van de Beek and Edinson Cavani. Now, it could have been any of those players. It could have been Martial that went off. It could have been Greenwood that went off instead of Cavani. It could have been Pogba. It could have been McTominay that went off instead of Donny van de Beek. But it actually was Donny van de Beek and Cavani that went off. And the team did get better in the second half. Bruno Fernandes coming on really helped because it enabled, he was holding the ball up there. It allowed Pogba to get further forward. It allowed United's fullbacks to get further forward, and it allowed us to camp West Ham into their own half. Although at 1-0 up, you would kind of expect West Ham to maybe start thinking a little bit defensive-minded. But I think Bruno was a big part of that. And Marcus Rashford, who, despite his injury, has still found some sort of form. He was looking very good and finding a lot of space down that left-hand side as well, which was great to see for Manchester United. Now, Martial goes off injured. Juan Mata comes on. Frustrating for Martial again, but Juan Mata played a huge part in the goal for Marcus Rashford with a fantastic pass. The first 2 goals for Manchester United, which quickly turned the game around after the 60th minute mark, was a superb strike by Paul Pogba. He had an effort in the first half which went straight at the goalkeeper, and this effort went straight into the top corner. It was a fantastic strike by Paul Pogba. If you haven't seen it yet, it was very similar to one of those strikes that he scored against Swansea for Manchester United at the Liberty Stadium. It was a great strike by Paul Pogba and just what he needed, and you seen him cup his ears. I don't know whether that was to the West Ham fans or to his critics or to both, because we saw the West Ham fans at the start of the game booing the Black Lives Matter protests and booing the players that were kneeling down, and then to see 3 black men score for Manchester United, it is poetic justice, and it's one reason why I absolutely love this game, that Manchester United have stuck 2 fingers up at those people that were booing anti-racism, and then 3 black men go and score. I absolutely love it. But Paul Pogba got us underway. Mason Greenwood, who had a poor game and a very, very quiet game, showed magic with it. The ball come across the box. I think it come from Alex Telles. It come across the box. It looked like Bruno was best placed because he could have probably hit it first time. Mason Greenwood has a touch. You're thinking, damn, he's taking it away from goal. But he takes it away from goal and first time hits it back across the goalkeeper into the far corner. It was a sublime finish, and the kind of finish, you know, you look at Paul Pogba's goal, you look at Greenwood's goal. It's them things that you don't have to think about. You just do it. And when you play off instinct, those players play their best. The problem is for us at this moment in time, and you even look at Anthony Martial, who's performing badly at the moment. He's not playing off instinct. He's overthinking everything. And you need to play off instinct. You need to just play your own game. The goals will come if you play your own game. Stop overthinking everything. And I think that's one of the problems at the minute for some of these players. You look at Martial, overthinking it when he's getting into the areas to be able to score. Mason Greenwood, it was phenomenal. It was a great strike, great goal, and it was his first Premier League goal of the season. Happy to see that from Mason Greenwood. Now, the game wasn't wrapped up at that point. There was still danger there from West Ham United. We still knew that they'd cause us problems. But thankfully, Manchester United found that third goal. It was a sublime pass by Juan Mata around the corner. He got another assist this season. He's got a fair few this season as well. I know a lot of them came in the cup, but he's been chipping in with goals and assists. And that was a fantastic pass round the corner to Marcus Rashford. And Marcus Rashford done the rest. And there you had it. Manchester United had got the 3 points. Now, there's some complaints about Paul Pogba's goal because in the build-up, it looked like the ball had curled out and come back into play. But they don't have the cameras to be able to make that decision, so you're just going to guess. And I don't want to see people guessing these decisions. So for me, it kind of had to stand because there was never an angle where you could categorically say, yes, that ball went out. Now, David Moyes may have been standing there and the ball has whizzed over his head and he's thinking, hold on, that's come out from behind me and it's gone back in. But the cameras couldn't tell, VAR couldn't tell. So how can you give that decision? You quite simply can't. So I thought the referee and the VAR got that one right in the end, although I was a little bit worried that we were going to see a worldie ruled out through that decision. But yeah, in the end, Manchester United get it done. And Bruno Fernandes coming in, creating 8 chances in 45 minutes. Phenomenal player, Bruno Fernandes, showing how important he is to the team. But I also think it was just someone being there, being able to hold the ball and bring the rest of players into play, being allowed them to go up the pitch really, really helped us because it was far too disjointed before that. We had the back 4 and the sitting 2, and then we had a front 4, and the ball was never sticking up there. The ball was not sticking to Cavani, Greenwood, Marshall, Donny van. It wasn't sticking, so we could never build up any play. So you could kind of see why it would happen, but this also shows you how important Bruno are, how important Rashford are to the team. And we need the likes of, you know, one of the things that I was really happy with today was we were able to start a game with what I would consider a pretty strong 11 when you look at Marshall, Cavani, Greenwood, Van der Beek, Pogba and McTominay. You've got no Fred, no Rashford, no Bruno out there. And you're still able to start with a strong team like that. That's what you want to see from Manchester United. But then, you know, we had to bring on Rashford. We had to bring on Bruno earlier. And with that game coming up against RB Leipzig, with Rashford having his shoulder injury, with, you know, Cavani, you know, is still going to be trying to get his full fitness, his full sharpness there. You know, he would have got through the first couple of games on adrenaline alone and momentum alone, and he's going to need to get his fitness back. We can clearly see that. We've got a few other players fighting for form, but that fills me with confidence, because I don't think we're seeing the best of Manchester United yet. And still we're picking up this great run away from home. Still we're getting points. Still we're edging closer to the top 4. And yes, there's been some frustrating moments. Yes, there's been some points that we shouldn't have dropped this season. But I feel like we're starting to click into gear maybe. Now, I know the PSG wasn't the result we wanted, but the performance was okay at times. And if we can just get the job done against RB Leipzig, I think that will fill us with much more confidence going into the December fixture list, where the games come thick and fast. And hopefully we can start to close that gap and start to make a real go of this season, because we have the players there to do it. And to think we're getting these results and doing this well without the likes of Martial playing well, without the likes of, I know we scored today, Greenwood playing at his best, without, when we can get all these guys, Donny van der Beek playing at his best, Cavani back at his best, like all these, we've got some squad there. We've still got holes in it, but we've got some squad there. So there are a lot of things to be confident about for Manchester United. And today I saw a few more of them, but there's still a lot to learn from as well, because the first 55, 60 minutes weren't good enough. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you like and comment and share and subscribe, and keep it locked to Stretford Paddock. For now, I've been Adam Mckola. I'm out of here. Head over to stretfordpaddock.bigcartel.com and check out the Paddock merch. And for a short time, you can get 20% off orders with 2 items or more using the code Paddock20. Go get on it.